Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders. We have the three Jacks here. Triple Jack. Jack 1 is Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, co-owner of a dog. Maddie and Kaylee called him 10 times before the unalivings. That was around 2:54. I wonder if he was there and called himself to get an alibi, allegedly. My thoughts only and speculations. Then we have Jack 2. He's called Jack K. Jack K is important. He's E's friend. He goes to the Sigma fraternity. He was the one who started sending the first Venmo to E. That was around 3 a.m. His sister sent him a Venmo too. That was weird. Saeed was sending him a Venmo. There are a lot of Venmo payments going around. I wonder if there was a fight club or something, allegedly. And he was the first person to donate £6 to E's GoFundMe. And he started E's GoFundMe. It could be just an innocent thing, but I doubt it personally. Then we have Jack 3, Hoodie Guy, aka Hoodie Guy. He has a lot of red flags. He was the last person to see Maddie and Kaylee, as far as we know. When they were walking from the grub truck, he clearly told Maddie, "You know they're going to get you for that, Maddie." That's when Kaylee said, "Maddie, what did you tell Adam?" And Maddie said, "I told Adam like everything." So Hoodie Guy is important because he actually passed the threat. He's a wrestler. He's good in wrestling. Was in the Champion League, I believe, allegedly. He was kicked out of the corner club that night for harassing the girls. Allegedly, there were 2 girls at the corner club that saw that happen, and they wrote it in Facebook in the beginning. He's a hunter. He carries K-bars. We've seen in the picture he had 2 K-bar with him, knives. And police ruled him out. Another red flag is he left town. He's one of the few people, or the only person we know, that drove to Boise, Idaho, to his family's camping ground. Wonder if he hid the weapon there. But they all were ruled out. So these are the 3 Jacks. On Saturday, November 12, 2022, a home football game started at 4 p.m. and ended at 7:12 p.m. I believe that's the Vandals. Eaton's sister sorority had a ball called Betty's Ball at the Kappa Alpha Theta. E's mom said in an interview that E was his sister's date to a formal, and Hunter went with his sister's roommate. They attended the formal but left early. E wasn't seen after 9. Neither was Xana, not even on pictures, not even on social media pictures. That's a bit strange, because these students love taking pictures. They attended the formal but left early. Ellie tells us that E and Xana were at Sigma Chi party between 8 to 9 p.m. We've heard from Xana's father that he called Xana at 12 at midnight, and she said she was going to be at home. She was just chilling at home. But nobody knows where they were for 4 hours and 45 minutes. That's a huge time gap. Xana's dad told her mom that he thinks they went to a pub, I guess. This could have been for the ball, or did they split ways? Nobody knows. But I believe Xana's father knows better than the mother, because the father spoke to her last and she was at home chilling with E. So did they get attacked at home? Question mark. Just questions. I find this picture to be really eerie. When you look at it, it's so bright. Even Maddie's room, you see the pink red light. You can see the backyard lights on. So if BK did this, would he be that bold to take a chance to come to a house that's so bright, that has 5 to 6 roommates and a dog, and allegedly they have parties very often? That is really hard for me to believe, that BK came in by himself. You could have come in with others. He could be involved, or he could be totally innocent. And I'm sure if something happened in the house, the neighbors are so close by, they would have heard it. This doesn't make sense. The police got the door cam from the neighbors. That's where allegedly the police heard the dog barking and the loud thud. Pay attention to the girl on the right. She is shocked, traumatized. I'm sure they heard everything that went on that night. Bethany Funk was very close to Maddie. They went to the same sorority. I wonder what she witnessed and what she saw that night. There was a tripod that was recording for a project, and the next day when these crimes happened, they went and checked. The recording showed a female running hysterically out of the house, and that was at 2 a.m. I wonder if that was BF or DM. I wonder what exculpatory evidence BF has, because Brian Christopher Kohlberger said that she has exculpatory evidence that can exonerate him. I find that to be interesting. I don't believe that BF or DM did not see or hear anything. Although BF lives in the first floor, the previous tenant who lived in the house said you can actually hear everything from the first floor right up to the 3rd floor. If people are talking, he said the house and the ventilation system wasn't built really well. The floors were really creaky. So I'm sure she heard something, in my opinion. This was what the police were saying, the tire marks of the white Hyundai Elantra. It could be any car, actually. Although, I guess they would know better. I'm sure they're measuring the tire marks. I love watching this picture because you see clearly 1122 Kings Road from the Sigma Chi. Keep in mind, in the 4chan article, they said they would go to the house once the lights go off, and it should take them 90 minutes to do this evil act. You can see the bushes at Taylor Avenue, where the cops stopped the 3 boys. I mean, when they crossed the street. Maddie's jacket was found there. Straight down, you see Jack D's house. You can see a couple of cars parked there. And you see Hunter's house straight down. It's a low house that is really long. Near 1122 Kings Road is neighbors. You can see Queens Road apartments, and I'm sure people would have heard what happened if it happened inside the house. These neighbors are really close. These were where the boys are standing, near the bushes. I found this to be very interesting. Pay attention to what Chief Fry says in his interview. Before he became the chief, he was a police officer for Idaho, Moscow University. So I'm sure he knows all the kids, he knows the fraternities and the sororities well.
BE major, and then I changed my major to criminal justice because I didn't think I could actually stay inside all the time. I wanted to be able to be out doing stuff. I love to hunt, love to fish, love camping, being out in the woods, just where I can relax and not have the stresses of everyday life. Our job is to give service and serve our community and serve the patrons of Moscow and the university as well.
Here at the University of Idaho, we have a very unique relationship with Moscow Police Department. They're located in one of our core central buildings, the University Commons, which is just down the hall from University Commons, which is just down the hall from my office.
I think we have a very unique department. We work very well with the community. We involve the community to help us solve crime and do things, and we don't believe in being heavy-handed on people. We're very educated based. We try, even traffic stops, we probably write 25% of the stops we make. We'll get a citation. The rest of them are just an education piece. It's an opportunity for us to help people to maybe do better in driving or whatever the situation is.
Well, my experience with Chief Fry when he was on campus, and also since he has been chief, has been, first of all, positive. He served on our campus as when he was a captain with NTD Moscow Police Department.
Corporal Green has been on campus now, I believe, about 3 years, and we try to select officers that have different personalities, and Corporal Green's very community oriented, as you know. He's very educational. He wants the best for people always, and I think that's a good fit for up there. He understands that kids make mistakes and whatnot. And Officer Davis is the same. We hand select those a lot of times, and personality plays a lot of that into that who we select.
The city police is our campus police, and so there's no question if they're sworn officers or not. That's not even an issue with us. And so I think it comes into play when people have their own perceptions sometimes.
Well, I'll tell you, cops are scary. That's honest. Because I still get nervous when I see the reds and blues go on behind me, when I'm driving down the road. I think that's human nature. I think, right, wrong, or indifferent, we do get nervous because there's a cop behind us or because we're being pulled over. But I think it's our job to combat that and let people see who we really are. We want people to feel comfortable talking to us. But you got to realize, at the university, there's so many different cultures there too. Some people, when they come from these other cultures, the police are corrupt, the police are scary, and we understand that. So we're trying to overcome some of those barriers by making those relationships again, working with the international students, working with different groups on campus to give them a little bit better feel of who we are.
I've really enjoyed Chief Fry. He's a great positive energy. He's really outgoing, he's very proactive, and he's willing to engage to help our students succeed. And he readily recognizes that not all of our students make the best choices at times, but he doesn't engage in behavior that looks to demonize or make them feel bad about it. He sees it as a developmental approach with accountability, because that's what law enforcement does. They're the accountability aspect of our society, but he does it in a very caring, supportive way.
We see people at not always their best, but we have the unique opportunity to change lives and help people during the most critical times of their lives.
He was stationed up here on campus, did a phenomenal job while he was here, and I'm pleased to see him in this new leadership role as well. And I really enjoy our current officers that are stationed here on campus too. They're fantastic fellows.
I tell people all the time, walk up to the window and get to know us. We're just human beings. We're no different than anybody else. We just happen to have a job that gives us authority to take people's freedom away from them, which we take very seriously. We don't take that lightly. But get to know us, because we are actually a pretty good group of people.
I think the Moscow Police Department and the University of Idaho's relationship is just really endemic of the strength that we have with the city of Moscow and the university. It's a classic example of how we can come together, provide a co-resource support for our students and our faculty and staff in a way that's beneficial to all. I've really enjoyed all of the officers that I've interacted with. I visit with them on a regular basis on a variety of things.
Yeah, we have just as many big crimes as any big city does. We have homicides, we have abuses of children, we have heroin, we have methamphetamine, we have all the stuff that you would see in a big city. We just don't have it at the same amount, and we're happy for that.
I assure incoming families that they will see police officers more often here on campus than they ever have in their home community, and not because we don't think this is a safe place. It actually is very safe, but it's about, we want to make sure that police are seen as a resource for our students to be helped and be successful, as well as let people know that we have this relationship, and that should things go sideways, they can easily call them and they'll be very responsive. They can get to anywhere on campus within 2 minutes. That's an incredible response time should there be an emergency that they need to be at.
We do deal with people in their worst times, and compassion, you have to be able to sometimes go to the level of where the person's at to understand really what they're going through. So we try to teach our officers to go to that point where they're at and sometimes struggle through with those people because of what they're going through. So there's times that we do are affected emotionally, like in these homicides and stuff, and deaths of babies and different things that we go on, and we feel the exact same stuff. Maybe not obviously to the extent that they do, but we still are impacted by it. So our compassion, that's what people really remember, is whether we cared or not.
Well, my experiences with Chief Fry when he was on campus, and also since he has been chief, has been, first of all, positive. He served on our campus as a winning captain with MPD Moscow Police Department.
Corporal stationed up here on campus, did a phenomenal job while he was here, and I'm pleased to see him in this new leadership role as well. And I really enjoy our current officers that are stationed here on campus too. They're fantastic.
We have just as many big crimes as any big city does. We have homicides, we have abuses of children, we have heroin, we have methamphetamine, we have all the stuff that you would see in a big city. We just don't have it at the same amount, and we're happy for that.
The Moscow Police Department and the University of Idaho's relationship is just really endemic of the strength that we have with the city of Moscow and the university. It's a classic example of how we can come together, provide a co-resource support for our students and our faculty and staff in a way that's beneficial to all.
So clearly Chief Fry used to work in Idaho Moscow University. He knows the Dean Eccles really well. They have a good bond and connection. And we've seen that at the press conferences too. So if Chief Fry knows all the students well, I wonder how much he knows of these students. He's worked there for 6 years in the campus. And you heard him clearly. They have serious drugs, child abuse, and different things. So when the chief is talking about drugs, I wonder if what WSU Kim was saying was true. Was there shakedown going on that night? I'm sure the first interest here is to protect the university. Other students won't enroll. That's my personal opinion. Are the students involved in these horrific crimes? We've seen the four figures running. We've watched most of the devices. I've showed you all what Saeed was watching on Banfield in front of the police. I've showed you what Jovito was watching at the grub truck. I showed you all how they're calling Xana's name. We heard it in the body cam, a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." The chief knows, I'm sure, all the Jacks and all the Davids and the Sigma Chi fraternity and even the four victims. So, Chief, what happened? Make it make sense. You'll put everything on a gag order, but we can clearly see that it's not only Brian Christopher Koberger that should be a suspect. Many of these other students, like Jack Showalter, is carrying a K-bar. This all can't be coincidence, in my opinion.